You followed the standard instructions. You found a steady job, managed your expenses, and saved. Yet, looking at the property market, you are priced out. For decades, the social contract was simple. Trade 40 hours a week for a salary, and that salary provided a guaranteed path to a home. In 1975, that promise was a mathematical reality. The numbers supported the lifestyle. That year, a joint salary of £4,680 could buy an average house for less than $11,000. Your annual income was nearly half the total cost of the property. By 2025, the relationship between what you earn and what you buy has shifted into a different landscape. While a home cost £10,000 50 years ago, the average is now $272,000. As prices rise, independence is delayed. The average first-time buyer was 26 then. Today, they are nearly 34. This raises a specific question. Is the struggle to buy a home a personal failure of work ethic, or did the foundational math of the market simply break? To find the answer, we have to track how wages and housing prices stopped moving in tandem. Since 1975, salaries grew 1,400%. This bottom line shows steady progress. But property prices grew 2,400%, pulling away year after year. We call this red zone the affordability gap, the mathematical void modern workers must fill. If houses had only risen in line with your wages, an average home today would cost roughly £164,000. Instead, with the actual average price at $272,000, buyers pay a premium of over £108,000 relative to earning power. To bridge that gap, workers are taking on second jobs and overtime, effectively working more hours just to maintain their position in the market. Relying on a standard salary to catch up to 2,300% growth in assets creates a rat race, where you trade your prime life energy for a currency that buys less land every decade. This dynamic changes the outcome of traditional financial advice, specifically the suggestion to save 20% of your monthly income for a deposit. In 1975, that strategy was highly effective. A couple could save their entire deposit in just 8 months. Today, that same 20% savings rate takes 3 years and 11 months to reach the required £55,000 deposit. The risk isn't just the time, it's the exposure. Spending nearly 4 years in a savings phase means you are watching the market inflate while you wait on the sidelines. While you save, the required deposit continues to grow. You are running toward a finish line that moves further away every year. Maintaining that savings rate for 4 years requires years of lifestyle deprivation and a level of financial pressure that previous generations never faced. Using the old playbook in this market means your savings are likely to be outpaced by inflation before you ever cross the finish line. Even if you manage to save the deposit, the moment you hand that money to a lender, your financial profile changes. This chart shows the scale of the sacrifice. A modern deposit consumes over 78% of a couple's combined annual income. Compare that to 1975, when the average deposit took only 12% of a household's yearly salary. You find yourself in a position where you own an expensive asset, but possess no day-to-day cash. Sacrificing 80% of your salary for a down payment removes short-term liquidity and emergency reserves. Without that cash buffer, you are tied to your employer. You cannot afford a break in your income. This dependency eliminates your ability to change careers, start a business, or escape the 9-to-5 cycle. Home ownership was once a vehicle for freedom. Today, the cost of entry functions as a mechanism that traps you in the rat race. The math is clear. The 1975 strategy of trading time for a salary to buy a home no longer adds up for the average person. To move forward, you have to choose a strategy based on your current income reality, rather than outdated expectations. If you are an average earner, traditional saving is unlikely to beat property inflation. To reach the market, you must look for ways to earn that aren't tied strictly to an hourly wage. This means building scalable income systems, or leveraging government schemes designed to bypass the massive deposit requirement. Trying to save your way into a house on an average salary is a recipe for burnout. You need a strategy that matches the 2025 market. For high earners who can actually afford to save 78% of their income, the choice is different. You are choosing long-term stability, but understand the trade-off. You are paying for that house with your liquid savings and your freedom to take risks. Regardless of your income, the economic ground beneath the housing market has shifted. Do not view this crisis as a personal failure. The rules changed, and the old math no longer works for the traditional path. Stop following a 1975 strategy in a 2025 world. Redefine your path based on the actual mathematical reality of the market you live in.